Worship music doesn't come any better. If you're into gospel worship music, then definitely you know Don Moen and LeBlanc, and that's where we want to sort of go into because there's a concert that's going to be taking place at the Nairobi Baptist, and that's tonight and tomorrow. And joining me now to talk about that is George Adede, who is a worship pastoral assistant at Parklands Baptist. Great to have you. We also have Kaberia, who is visionary for AFLEO, and AFLEO stands for Africa Let's Worship. So worship is what we're talking about here. Now, first of all, I'll start with you, George. How or why did you pick on Don Moen and LeBlanc?
I first picked on Don. I didn't know he was going to come with Lenny. Wow. So that's a plus.
So it was buy one, get one free.
You can say so. Okay. But it's been in my heart for a while to have an artist who, if I can put it this way, when you go for a concert, this particular one, you're not thinking about the stage act, how you'll be dressed, what kind of moves, but one of those concerts where you know you're going to just sing and worship.
Okay, and what is the expectation when people, because you know concerts have different expectations. There are concerts you go to and you expect to sit back and be entertained. There are others maybe you're expected to sort of participate. What sort of concert are you anticipating to have?
Well, expect to be touched. Just watching yesterday at Jeff Koinange, and we are part of the organizing team. You felt something different. So Don comes with I think God's hand. I know God's hand is in his life, and there's something that does to a concert. So it brings some peace. Expect to come and praise and worship God.
Okay. Yes. And I'll be giving you how you're going to actually get your free tickets. We have 5 tickets to give away, and I'll be filling you in on how you'll get those shortly, so you don't want to go away. And Kaberia, you're one who has done worship for a long time. AFLEO, I think, has been going on for a while now.
11 years.
11 years, yeah. Wow, and still going strong. And AFLEO normally is the time that people just come together and worship the whole night.
Yep, yeah, okay. 12 hours into the night, just unite people to come and worship for a night, and using songs and get as many people to come and express themselves emotionally to the Lord and so on. And it's great. I think for us, when we talk about worship, for me, even from what George is saying when he shared with me that Don was coming, we said our prayer is that it's not going to be about Don. I mean, Don represents the universal understanding of worship, if I can put it that way. I mean, he's like universal icon when it comes to that. And simply what you're saying, for our nation, we also want to unite people. Just come. Spend your afternoon, spend your evening, and just express yourself to God. And through that, part of worship is not just music, it's prayer. So we are saying, even for this nation, then, as what we do even in AFLEO and translating to these things, we're praying for this nation, that families are restored, peace is restored. Let's just be calm, because at some point, you may be wondering what's going on, man. What do I tell the families in Garissa that lost their loved ones? What do we tell them? And they just say, at the end of the day, you know what, as a human being, you just sit back and say, right, God, if you're there, then, here I am, just receive all the praise and also help us. Okay. Yeah, so basically that's...
So George, what you're saying, from what I get from Kaberia, is that this is not just a music extravaganza. Yes. It has much more. Yeah. What more does it have, other than just the music?
Don is a pastor also, and his desire for Kenya, he's been praying for us for a while, and there's so many things happening. One of them, the things he said yesterday, given the stage of things in Kenya, he chose to go to Mombasa, and that was a statement, with all the advisories and all the fears, and Mombasa being a gateway to not just our country but to East Africa, that God would open doors for this country and the countries in East Africa as a whole.
Okay. So when one is coming, Kaberia, what would be the difference between coming for this concert and going for a church service, for example?
Well, Don's gift is to use music to create an ambience for people to express themselves, as opposed to the setting of a a church service. A church service, yes, there's singing as part of it, and then there's also preaching of the word, and you've got this, I would say, a short structured time. But what he does is he creates an ambience through music. So what bubbles out of him is music. So that's why now he uses his gifting in the concert setting. So what would be, I don't know what would be ideally different, but there'll be more songs to sing. But with regard to hope, what we're focusing on, God, Jesus, talking about that, it's all going to be there present. So what I would say is maybe with the church culture that we probably have half an hour in many of our churches, or to an hour where we sing, and then the rest of the time is something else. Here we're going to have 3 hours of non-stop singing. So really, it's exciting for me when I sit back in the audience to sing along those songs. So I'll be part of it also and sing and express myself. So,
okay, George, you mentioned one of the objectives is to unite people, especially given what we've been going through as a country and what we're going through really, because we still have Turkana, which we have so many lives lost. And of course, there's an air of discouragement, there's an air of anger and all that. And you've talked about the concert, the objective being unity and bringing people together. Don't you feel that then with Don Moen being a Christian worshipper, the setup being in church, are we welcoming everybody else, or is it just Christian?
Actually, everybody is welcome, and from Don's experience, most of his concerts, everybody comes. He has a lot of Muslims that come to his concert.
And Hindus as well.
Yeah, and Hindus. So it's open. It's open to everybody. I think if we all have heard his songs for years, and a very few people would have a problem with being in that kind of a setting. Within a span of 20 years, he's managed to bring every kind of walks of people to listen to his songs and not leave there feeling offended, but leave there feeling uplifted. Yeah.
Okay, Kabere, looking at his music, one might feel that it is probably segmented to a certain generation because of the style, the genre, his age. How are you going to make sure it's all-inclusive, or is it for a specific?
Yeah, I think for me, when you talk about Don, really, it's difficult to talk about just him as music. I think it's his calling and his purpose. And you know, in the Christian, let me not say Christian world, but what God has taught us in the Bible is that your gifts will open doors for you and make room for you.
Proverbs 18:16.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. Make room for you, the kings and other places. So yes, there's that generation that is familiar with the songs, because at that time, that's when you were buying music, and that's what was in the market, and you know, it helped all of us. And we talk about this generation, we talk about people probably aged 35 to 50, you know. But the interesting thing is, our kids and George's kids, and you know, our kids are averaging 10 years and below. And some of our friends we have in Mombasa, I met them and said, I know Lenny, and I'm looking at this child who probably is 10, 11 years old, and you're thinking, okay, then there's something about that. So it goes beyond the song.
It's goes not about an age.
It's not about age, and it's not even about the song, but the life purpose in Don's. He's got the gift of music, but also he's got his place to speak to nations. So really, nations, generations all fit in there. My encouragement would be probably I would invite you to come, not just for the sake of the music, but also just to experience that hope that you're talking about. Because at the end of the day, we talk about worship, and worship transcends just the song. It gets into what are you talking about there. It is hope, it is peace, whether you're singing a slow song or a fast song, whether you got is hip hop or whatever. For him, his style is a lot of ballads that he plays and sings. He's a pianist, a classical pianist by training and background. He's a violinist. He's a vocalist, and his songs are just very simple sing-along songs.
You can literally just learn them on the go.
And learn them on the go. And I think that's also another great thing. Yeah, advantage. So you come in knowing that, hey, like yesterday, I mean, you just sing one phrase, and the audience that was there at JK Live was singing along, and you're thinking, that's it. And you come out of there saying, you know what, I sang a long Don song. I played them in the car or whatever. Some of us had tapes. And you know, but that's the thing.
That's the way it is. Okay, George, I'm coming to you shortly, but I'd like us to now give an opportunity for those at home to get their tickets, because I know they are eagerly waiting. Now, what you need to do is tweet us on the hashtag @Morning Express, or rather the Twitter handle @Morning Express, and it's first come, first serve. So if you are not tweeting already, your chances are getting very, very slow. The Twitter handle is at Morning Express KTN. At Morning Express KTN. Send your message right away, and it'll be first come, first serve, and you can come and pick your tickets. Now, George, as a country, we're going through a period where we have some people who are very bitter. Bitter because their brothers have come and killed their fellow brothers. Whether it is a terrorist, whether it is Turkana, we have the same blood flowing. It's all red. So it's a brother who has come and killed another. What message do you have for those in regards to this concept, to somebody who's sitting there and thinking, God has left me? Really, there cannot be a God. How unfair can he be?
There's a song Don sings that, and he explained it yesterday, that he said he felt that God was so far away, a million miles away. And also there's another song he says, God will make a way where there seems to be no way. Feelings of hurt and pain are real in themselves, and you can't deny them. But God has an ability to move us from those feelings and allow us to make just one extra step. Because when you're feeling like that, you don't quickly run off and everything is okay. It takes a while. And that's when God walks with you. So mine would be to just let them know that God will walk with us through this. He has walked with us.
But somebody might say, I've heard this again and again and again. What gives me more hope when I come for the concert?
If you listen to Don's stories, when he's saying God will make a way, it wasn't easy. He was going, one of the stories, he was going for a funeral.
Right, his nephew's
funeral. So it was hard for him. His songs, he wrote them out of real experiences, some of them. So it's something he has felt. And if you look at his demeanor when he had somebody called that the daughter didn't have hands, and it pains. Yet by singing, personally, when I'm really feeling down, I put some nice praise and worship songs. For some reason, it just lifts my spirit.
All right, Kaberia, you're one who's experienced, obviously, by virtue of the fact that Afleo, you're the visionary for Afleo, and it's been running for the last
2004 years. Since 2004,
2004. And what is your experience in terms of somebody who's come without hope in an environment of worship and in an environment where there are songs that are encouraging?
Yeah, I think even just to tie to what he's saying, a human being, all of us are created with something inside that needs to depend on something greater. That's why we always hunger for that, call it hope, and you're looking for something to heal you and to feel you. And when someone is down, you reach a place where, okay, I've done my part, I've done my bit, so you're left with a choice. Does this make sense, or do I need someone to say something to me? Now, for some people, they will sing something to you. God's word is very refreshing. I mean, you read some things, it may sound philosophical, and that's why we say that God works in ways that human beings don't work. So from our perspective as a human being, you're thinking, this issue has happened, I need an answer now. And for you, it's probably right there in the word, where it says he works all things for you. There's a time I'd given up with life. We just said, suffered low self-esteem. I thought this life doesn't make sense anymore, and I had many thoughts of what I would do with myself. But then I realized, man, every day I'm getting up and there's something new. Then I started looking for the little things that I can thank God for. It sounds very easy to say that, but to tell you the truth, every moment, look for something that you can thank God for. And my challenge would be to someone who is coming in is just to say, even for you to get yourself to Nairobi Baptist or to any events that we put together to create that environment, thank God that you're able to get there. From a national point of view, I've had the privilege of just seeing, traveling to different African countries, and there's one thing I just say to us as a nation, that thank God for the measure of peace that we have. It may not be 100%.
It may not be as we like it to be.
Yeah, it may not as we want it to be, as we like it, but it could be worse. But let's not think about the worst. Let's think about
Concentrate on the positive.
Concentrate on the positive. So if you've got something that you feel that the government should do better, give us a solution, give us a suggestion, and so that we can move on together. So that then I can be able to say the blood that we talk about is flowing. I know that Mike is safe, George is safe, and we are moving together and saying what is God saying for us. Okay. When you put yourself in that scenario, then it's easy for you to start saying, in fact, even this song is gonna make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, George, quickly, what are the timings?
The timing is 6
p.m.
Tonight is 7 p.m.
7 p.m. to 8:30.
And tomorrow?
Tomorrow 5 to 7:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you're all invited. And for those of you who are already tweeting, I can see they're coming through. Remember, the Twitter handle to use is at hashtag Morning Express KTN, Morning Express KTN. And we have some already who have, you're quick on the ball. You're definitely coming there. There's P. Elungata. There's, let me see, there's Wanjiro Gishohi. I was going to say there's Ben Kitili. Ben Kitili don't qualify. There's Wanjiro Gishohi, Kevo 25, Kevom 25, Eric Crush. There's Mo Kirago, Milio Tino Kirago. So congratulations. And yeah, in case you are planning to miss that, you're really you're missing it. You need to be there tonight at 7 p.m. and tomorrow was
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Yeah.
For Don Moen and Lenny LeBlanc. Honestly, you will leave there very, very encouraged. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming to enlighten us on that.
Thank you.
And also for the free tickets. Thank you.
Wonderful.
In Kenya, we love freebies, so this is definitely very well. Asanteni sana.